Hi, it's Kim Gertwald, the Education Librarian at A&M San Antonio, and this is video 3 of a 4-part series on using sources, writing, and citing in APA style. This third video is about locating the original source of an idea when you come across a citation in an academic article.
As we know from the previous videos in this series, when we're talking about a primary source, we are talking about the source of the original idea that is cited in another source, and that other source is the secondary source. We also know that it is best to cite primary sources whenever possible. We've been using this article, Bringing Sanctuary to School, Assessing School Climate as a Foundation for Culturally Responsive Trauma-Informed Approaches for Urban Schools by Blitz, Yule, and Klaus to illustrate examples. The next thing I'm going to do is go back into the discussion section of this article, the same section that we looked at before. I think I said it starts on page 114 in the last video, but it's actually 113. So here I am scrolling down, and I remember in the discussion section, particularly near the beginning, seeing a number of in-text citations. And I want to scroll until I get to the next main heading, which says the sanctuary model for a culturally responsive trauma-informed school. And here's this idea which we see in the title of the article, Bringing Sanctuary to School, the idea of this sanctuary model, which was also referenced much earlier in this article. When I look at this paragraph under this heading, I see the sentence that says the trauma-informed sanctuary model, Bloom 1997, offers ways to understand the impact of trauma on school climate and provides guidance for schools to promote healing and resilience for all members of the school community. The fact that the sanctuary model is capitalized here, and then we have this citation to Bloom from 1997 gives me the idea that this was probably the person, the scholar who established this particular model. So this sounds like it's going to be a primary source. The next thing we're going to do is try to find and get access to a full text version of this primary source. I want to go to the references list at the end of the article to get the full bibliographic information for the primary source I'm looking for, Bloom 1997. So let's scroll up, references, start on page 119, 120. They're alphabetical, so Bloom should be near the beginning of the list. And here I am seeing 3 entries for Bloom, SL. One is from 1995, the next one's from 1997, and the third one is from 2010. So we were looking specifically for the 1997 reference, Creating Sanctuary Toward the Evolution of Sane Societies. I'm going to copy that title. There are a number of different ways that you can search to see if the library can provide full text access to the resource that you're looking for. So in this case, it's that Bloom 1997 book. I'm trying to show you a way that has the fewest number of steps. So we're back here on the library homepage, and I'm going to the WorldCat search box. WorldCat is our library catalog. And here we have the search box, and it has a number of different tabs for things that you can look for. I'm going to click on the Books tab, and the screen looks the same. It just Books becomes white. And I am going to go ahead and paste the title of this book into the search and click search. This is our list of results from our book search, where we pasted in the title, Creating Sanctuary Toward the Evolution of Sane Societies. It's by Sandra L. Bloom. We have 6 results, and we have these exact matches on the title here. So all 6 of these seem to match at least the title and the author that we're looking for. Now, interestingly, the publication date is not aligning. So we were looking for that work from 1997. This edition is an ebook from 2013. So let's see if the description here tells us a little bit more about this particular title. So here it says Creating Sanctuary is a description of a hospital-based program to treat adults who had been abused as children and the revolutionary knowledge about trauma and adversity that the program was based upon. This book focuses on the biological, psychological, and social aspects of trauma. 15 years later, Dr. Sandra Bloom has updated this classic work. Remember, she was the writer of the original. She's updated her own edition to include the groundbreaking Adverse Childhood Experience study that came out in 1998, information about epigenetics, and new material about what we know about the brain and violence. So even though this is not the 1997 edition, it is the same author. So in this case, it should also work as a primary source for us because she's probably going to reference that original work quite a bit and just have some updated commentary related to it. If I click on View ebook, it should take me out to the access page for the ebook. I can read it online, I can download it, and print and save particular pages. To conclude, I'm bringing us back to this slide again. Again, best practices are to cite the primary sources when possible. In this case, we were reading this particular article on bringing sanctuary to school, assessing school climate, and we came across this sanctuary model, which we discovered is attributable to S.L. Bloom. When we went to look for the 1997 edition of her particular groundbreaking book, which established the model, we didn't come across full text access to it, but we did discover an updated edition by the same author, so we can cite that. And references to the sanctuary model, we would do best to actually cite that 2013 work by Bloom.